What if the first thought of your day could shape the entire direction of your life? What if a single blessing, quietly whispered in your heart, could soften your worries, ease your mind, and open you to kindness? Today, we turn to Metta, the practice of loving kindness. In Buddhism, Metta is not just a wish, it is a radiant energy, a blessing we send to ourselves and to all beings. This gentle but powerful practice has been passed down for centuries, reminding us that peace begins within and flows outward, touching everyone around us. In this video, you will learn how to carry Metta as your companion throughout the day. You will receive blessings to strengthen your heart, calm your mind, and guide your actions. We will move through stages of reflection, beginning with loving kindness for yourself, expanding to loved ones, strangers, and even those who challenge you. By the end, you will know how to anchor your day in peace and compassion, no matter what arises. Let us begin this journey together, breathing gently, opening the heart, and awakening the boundless blessings of Metta. 1. Loving kindness for oneself. Every practice of Metta begins with yourself. Just as a lamp must first be lit before it can shine for others, so too must you kindle loving kindness in your own heart. Take a gentle breath and allow the words of blessing to form softly within you. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. These are not empty phrases. They are seeds. With repetition, these seeds take root, reminding you that you are worthy of care, that your own well-being matters. Too often we rush through life carrying burdens of self-criticism, forgetting that kindness must begin at home. This practice is not selfish. When your own heart is softened by compassion, you are less likely to react with anger, more likely to respond with patience, and more able to meet others with sincerity. As you repeat these blessings for yourself, feel them not as demands, but as gentle invitations. You do not need to force belief, only allow the possibility that these wishes are true. Over time, the repetition itself begins to transform the heart. So, begin the day by blessing yourself. You are planting the first seeds of a peaceful day. 2. Loving kindness for loved ones. Once the heart is warmed with self-kindness, it naturally longs to extend its blessings outward. Begin with those who are closest to you. Family, friends, teachers, or companions who have supported you along the way. Visualize them gently in your mind, not clinging, not demanding, but simply holding them in your heart's awareness. As you breathe calmly, send them the same blessings you offered yourself. May you be safe, may you be peaceful, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Notice how the heart feels as you send these blessings. Perhaps a warmth arises or a quiet smile forms. Sometimes there may be a subtle resistance, especially if a relationship carries difficulties. That too is part of the practice. Loving kindness is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about cultivating the wish that others may find peace, even if the path between you has been uneven. As you extend Metta to loved ones, you are strengthening the natural bond of compassion that already exists. This practice softens harsh words, heals small wounds, and deepens the sense of connection. By blessing those who are close to you, you create an invisible circle of goodwill that supports you throughout the day. Their happiness becomes part of your own, and your joy becomes theirs. This circle of Metta is now ready to expand further. 3. Loving kindness for neutral beings. In the journey of Metta, once we have offered blessings to ourselves and to those we love, the circle of kindness is ready to expand further. The next step is to include neutral beings, the countless people we may not know personally, but whose presence shapes our lives in subtle ways. Neutral beings are everywhere. They are the store clerks, delivery drivers, teachers, healthcare workers, farmers, neighbors, and strangers who pass you on the street. You may not know their names, yet without them, daily life would be impossible. The practice of extending loving kindness to neutral beings is a way to awaken gratitude, compassion, and connection beyond your familiar circle. Bring one such person gently into your awareness. Picture them clearly if you can, or simply hold the idea of a neutral being in your heart. With calm breathing, repeat the blessings silently. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. This simple act is a powerful form of Buddhist meditation. By extending compassion to those who are neither friend nor foe, you begin to dissolve the barriers of indifference. What once felt like a stranger now becomes part of your human family. At first, you may feel little emotion. This is natural. Our hearts are conditioned to respond more strongly to people we know well. But with regular practice, the blessings for neutral beings deepen into genuine warmth. You may find yourself pausing during the day, noticing these lives with greater mindfulness. The bus driver, the person stocking shelves, the voices in the background of your day. Each becomes a reminder of the interconnected web of existence. This stage of loving kindness meditation is essential for cultivating a peaceful mindset. By blessing neutral beings, you train the heart to expand its circle of care without discrimination. The practice prepares you for even greater compassion, making it possible to eventually extend goodwill to those who challenge you. Remember, Metta is limitless. The more you practice, the more naturally kindness flows, not just in meditation, but in the way you see the world. Neutral beings become reminders that every life is precious and every being deserves peace. As your daily Metta meditation continues, these blessings plant seeds of compassion that ripple outward. You will notice yourself moving through the day with more patience, more understanding, and more joy. This is the quiet power of Metta, turning strangers into part of your circle of kindness until no one is truly outside of your heart. 4. Loving kindness for difficult beings. One of the most profound and perhaps most challenging aspects of Metta practice is to extend loving kindness toward those we find difficult. We all encounter people who stir up discomfort, frustration, or even pain within us. They may be colleagues who challenge our patience, family members with whom we clash, or strangers whose actions cause harm. Sometimes the difficult being is someone from our past, a memory that still lingers and weighs on the heart. To offer Metta to these beings does not mean excusing harmful behavior. It does not mean allowing injustice to continue unchecked. Loving kindness is not the same as approval. Instead, it is an inner act of liberation. When we hold anger, resentment, or bitterness tightly, it is our own heart that feels the burden. To wish well for a difficult person is to loosen that burden, to release ourselves from the grip of hostility. Begin by bringing one such person gently into your awareness. There is no need to start with the most painful or complicated relationship. Choose someone who causes irritation, perhaps a minor conflict, rather than deep trauma. The practice is like exercising a muscle. It grows stronger when trained gradually. Hold this person in your mind's eye. See them not as a fixed enemy, but as another human being shaped by conditions just as you are. They too were once children. They too have known fear, disappointment, and longing. Perhaps their actions are rooted in suffering you cannot see. Now, quietly, repeat the familiar blessings. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. At first, these words may feel forced or hollow. The heart may resist, whispering, "Why should I wish them well?" Notice this resistance with gentleness. You are not required to feel warmth immediately. The practice itself is the seed. Even when the soil feels hard, planting the seed prepares it for future growth. If anger or resentment arises strongly, return to yourself for a moment. Bless your own heart. May I be safe. May I live with ease. Then, when you feel steadier, turn again toward the difficult person. This is not about forgetting harm or erasing boundaries. Healthy boundaries are themselves an act of compassion. But when you send metta to a difficult being, you are recognizing their shared humanity. You are seeing beyond the narrow role they play in your story. You are remembering that, just like you, they seek happiness, though often in misguided ways. With practice, you may begin to feel a softening. The person no longer appears as a permanent enemy, but as another being caught in the struggles of life. You may still need to act firmly, but the action arises from clarity rather than bitterness. Over time, this practice transforms the heart. Resentment that once weighed heavily begins to dissolve. Anger loosens its grip. The mind becomes freer, lighter, more spacious. You carry less of the poison of hostility and more of the medicine of compassion. And the impact does not end with you. When you release hostility, your interactions shift. The sharpness in your words softens, even in difficult conversations. Others sense the change, even if they cannot name it. The ripples of metta spread quietly, touching more lives than you may realize. This stage of practice is not easy. It requires patience, humility, and courage. But it is also one of the most healing. For when you can sincerely wish well, even for those who trouble you, your heart discovers a freedom that no one can take away. This is the deeper promise of metta, that by blessing even the difficult beings in your life, you find peace not only for them, but also for yourself. 5. Loving kindness for all beings. Now, with the heart softened through stages of self-blessing, blessings for loved ones, neutral beings, and even for those who trouble us, we reach the vast horizon of metta, the wish for all beings, without exception, to live in peace. Close your eyes gently and imagine the circle of loving kindness you have been creating. At first, it was small, embracing only yourself. Then it grew to include family, friends, and teachers. It widened again to hold strangers, then stretched even further to touch those with whom you have difficulties. Now, allow this circle to expand beyond measure. No beginning, no end, no inside, no outside. Softly, let the words of blessing arise in your mind. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. Pause here. Allow the mind to rest in the vastness of this wish. Notice how, when you let go of boundaries, the heart feels lighter, more spacious. This metta does not discriminate. It does not ask who is worthy and who is not. It flows freely to every direction, east and west, north and south, above and below. It touches people you will never meet and lives you may never imagine. It extends to animals in the forests, birds in the skies, and fish in the oceans. It reaches even the smallest forms of life, invisible to your eyes, but sharing the same web of existence. Consider how deeply interconnected all beings truly are. The breath you take now is made possible by trees and plants. The food you eat has passed through countless hands before reaching you. The clothes you wear, the roads you walk on, the technology you hold, all are the results of human effort, often unseen. In blessing all beings, you acknowledge this truth. We are never separate. This practice of boundless metta also includes those who are suffering deeply. Refugees fleeing conflict, animals hunted or caged, people facing hunger, illness or despair. Extending blessings to them does not solve every problem immediately, but it opens your own heart to care. It plants the seed of compassion that may guide your choices in daily life, how you speak, how you act, how you live. Sometimes the mind may wonder, what use is sending blessings into such a vast world of suffering? Remember, metta is not about control. It is not about changing others against their will. It is about transforming your own heart into a vessel of goodwill. That transformation ripples outward in ways you cannot always see. A kind word to a stranger, a patient response in a tense moment, an act of generosity. All of these are fruits of metta. So linger here, even if only for a few breaths, holding the whole world in your heart. Feel the tenderness of wishing well for all beings, equally, without exception. This is the perfection of loving kindness, infinite compassion flowing outward, limitless, timeless, without boundary. 6. Carrying metta into daily life. The final step is perhaps the most important. Bringing metta into the ordinary flow of your daily life. Blessings whispered in meditation are powerful, but their true strength shines when they guide how you live, speak, and act. Begin simply. As you rise in the morning, before speaking a word, take a single breath of gratitude. Whisper inwardly, "May this day be filled with kindness." Such a small intention sets the tone for everything that follows. When preparing your food, pause for a moment. Reflect on those who grew the vegetables, harvested the grains, baked the bread, or transported the goods. Each meal connects you to countless unseen lives. Silently offer a blessing. May they be safe. May they be at peace. Eating becomes an act of gratitude. In conversations, notice the natural flow of metta. If a friend shares joy, rejoice with them sincerely. If someone expresses sorrow, let the blessing arise. May you be free from suffering. This simple awareness deepens compassion and softens the sharp edges of judgment. Even in moments of frustration, metta can be your refuge. A long line at the store, a delay in traffic, a disagreement with a colleague, all of these moments can become opportunities. Instead of feeding irritation, pause, breathe, whisper inwardly, "May I be patient, may we all live with ease." This quiet redirection changes the quality of your experience. Metta also teaches that kindness is not weakness. To live with loving kindness is not to be passive. you may need to set boundaries, speak firmly, or act decisively. But when rooted in metta, even firmness carries no bitterness. It becomes a clear expression of care for yourself and for others. Consider, too, the healing power of metta when turned inward throughout the day. If anxiety arises, pause gently and say, "May I be safe." If sadness lingers, bless yourself. "May I be at ease." The phrases act as a balm, calming the restless currents of the heart. Over time, you may notice changes. You become less reactive, more patient. Small irritations lose their grip. Compassion arises more naturally. Relationships deepen as people sense your goodwill, even if you never speak the words aloud. This is how metta spreads in the world, not through grand gestures, but through steady drops of kindness that accumulate into rivers. The way you greet a stranger, the tone you use with a child, the patience you offer to a co-worker, all of these become vessels of loving kindness. Even in times of global uncertainty, when news is heavy and events seem overwhelming, you can return to metta. Whisper blessings not just for yourself, but for the world. May all beings be free from fear. May all beings live with peace. This does not erase suffering, but it ensures that you do not add to it. You become a quiet presence of peace in a world that desperately needs it. So carry metta with you, not as a ritual to be left behind after meditation, but as a living presence in your heart. Let it guide your mornings, shape your conversations, soften your nights. With every step, every breath, you can be a source of loving kindness. This is the true gift of metta. Not only blessings spoken, but blessings lived. We have walked together through the stages of metta, beginning with yourself, then to loved ones, to neutral beings, to difficult people, and finally to all beings everywhere. And we have seen how these blessings can be carried into the flow of daily life, transforming each moment into an opportunity for peace. Remember, metta is not about perfection. Some days the heart will resist. Some days the blessings may feel hollow. That is natural. What matters is the gentle persistence, the willingness to return again and again to kindness. Over time, the seeds you plant will grow, quietly but surely, into the strength of compassion. As you step into the day ahead, carry these blessings with you. May your words be softened by kindness. May your thoughts be guided by peace. May your actions be rooted in compassion. And may you know in the depths of your being that every blessing you give returns to you in equal measure. This is the gift of metta, a heart awakened to the boundless beauty of loving kindness.